Give it to me like.
This is my journey as a single mom on the outskirts. Me.
Miss Trainer! Melissa. So
Beta trains.
Miss Traina.
Michelle Traina? I'm so sorry, Mr. Call. I was...
She's a good person. She's got a lot of heart and a lot of caffeine.
I just walked into chaos in the form of a woman.
Welcome to Divorce Diaries Show podcast. I'm Michelle Traina, and this is Divorce Diaries. And I just recorded a good 5 minutes of the podcast and had to stop because my alarm went off. All right. It's coffee time. Today, we are going to discuss more on my pathetic dating life. No, it's not pathetic. I choose for it to be this weird. I was feeling a certain way the other day, and I totally came on here and did a mini episode. And then I alluded that the Patreon episode is going to be even more gossipier. Is that the right word? It is. The Patreon episode I created is talking more in depth of how I feel based off something that recently happened with a guy that's not really in my life, but back in it like months ago, I thought was going to be in my life. And then that was a big, huge disappointment. Recently, another guy that I talked to last year was a friend of mine, asked me to go to a concert, which was so sweet and so wonderful, but also a little weird because we hadn't talked in a year. And he totally rejected me for wanting to pursue us as like dating more. So I was a little confused. I was like, so you're asking me out on a date, but then we haven't talked in a year and you just wanted to fuck me. All things that are my opinion based, and probably he heard this, he'd be mad. But whatever. Let me just say, the mini episode I did on Tuesday, I wasn't sure if I should post it because I was feeling on fire about the guy that any man that pokes me, I feel on fire about. It feels like in the last couple of years, I've been running up against a lot of duds, not studs. And these duds that I fall for don't even, it's not like they have six packs and they work out at the gym every day and they're like really motivational people. No, they're not. They're fucking duds and they have issues. And I cry because they don't want to be with me because we have a great chemistry or connection. And let's call him the guy who has a problem with everything, which I left an episode about on Tuesday, which is there's a more in-depth episode on my Patreon account. So if you want to subscribe to get bonus episodes, you can go subscribe to the Patreon, links in the episode details. He kind of ruined my Saturday night. I mean, I let him, I guess, because I could have just not ignored what he wrote me, but he doesn't want to see me because he's like basically afraid of me and what I'm going to everything we talk about, I'm going to put on air, which obviously I'm doing. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not actually doing that. What I'm doing is when you act like a jerk off, I'm going to say it because this is what my show's about. Like, there's also still a lot of hurt feelings of feeling like I wasn't good enough for this guy. And this guy's not good enough for me, really. You know, he made a thing about my religion. Then he made a thing about my stand-up and my podcast. And just like, he's in depth. He's in listening to the podcast in depth to see if I talk about him. And here you go. Where's Waldo? We found it. Okay. And then there's this guy that I was friends with for a while who is in my line of work. We went out twice last year. The first time we went out, I didn't realize it was a date. The second time we went out, it was a date. We made out and he wanted to come in and I was like, no, because I'm not having you come in. I don't know if I want to have sex with you yet. And this is like a sort of a first date. No. And you're my friend. You know, I've been through it with men. Like, what? So he didn't bring it up and like a week went by and I was like, could we talk? And he's like, sure. I said, so I don't want you to feel offended about me not letting you in. And he's like, well, I just feel it's better off that we're just friends. He rejected me. And I was like, what? And we didn't talk for a year. I'd say a little less than 8 months. And then I had to work with him and we got to talk and it was really lovely. And I'm glad we were reconnected because he was a friend of mine and I didn't want to like not talk to him anymore. So maybe we just needed time. And he asked me to go to a concert with him this weekend, but I have to work this weekend. We're filming for What's Up New York from like Saturday to Monday. And he's like, okay, no worries. But I had asked in the text message So let me rephrase this. I asked in a text message, I said to him, I can't go because I have to work, but let's grab a drink or coffee soon. And all he wrote was no worries, completely ignoring that I asked him to go for coffee or a drink. Maybe because he felt like I was just rejecting him. I don't know. I also think that asking somebody to go to a concert that's almost 2 hours away when you guys haven't really connected in the last year is a little ballsy. And hey, I'm a ballsy kind of gal, but at least you can say something back to my rebuttal of, hey, but let's grab coffee or wine. No, didn't want to do that. Okay. I have a habit of like, doing this, like talking about my feelings, making jokes about these men and the stories that come along with it. And then in the back of my head, like I'll be sleeping or trying to fall asleep at night and I'll be like, so I guess I'm never going to talk to him again. And I'm like disappointed about it. That's sick that I feel disappointed about it. There's something that I need from these guys, like some sort of validation, which is fucking ridiculous because all they do is like poke at me and make me angry. But I guess it does come from a lot of like, well, there's a chemistry, there's a feeling, there's a connection. And now this guy's just disappointing me again. And it's annoying. It's very annoying. It's frustrating. I can't seem to let go. So we're going to try this weekend to let go and focus on work. Work is going to be really great. I'm interviewing a top secret group, hip hop group, originated hip hop in New York City. And I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm going to focus on that. Hopefully I'll have some good sex soon because my body needs it. That's the other thing with Hinge. You don't know who you're physically going to be attracted to in person. One thing about a picture, one thing about a conversation, but when you get to them in person, immediately you're going to know, like, oh, I feel this guy. I don't know. And someone could say the same about me. Let's check in with Liz, my friend, the cop, and see what she has to say.
I'm actually happy. I am.
Now, why are you happy that I've joined? Okay, good.
Right?
Okay.
Now, through that app and us speaking, he divulged to me later on that what he said to me, that first interaction was the same interaction. Or it was a copy and paste to several, maybe dozens of women. Because realistically, and because I work with men,
right?
When you're fishing, if you throw out a bunch of,
it's like a template. It's like a job template where you write the cover letter and you change it for every person a little bit. I understand that.
No, but if you throw out 10 like different signs and you're gonna get at least one catch.
Yes, or you can get
that fucking catch, unfortunately.
In 2 children later, you had a great journey.
It's just not my kids.
But listen,
that's all that matters. Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal. I agree with that, but it's just getting to be where I'm like, I have to actually physically see this person in person to know that there's a vibe. Now, Liz has known me. When you guys hear the character of the producer in my TV series, he is actually based off of somebody real who I met virtually through Instagram. Mm-hmm. So, and I initially, when we first actually met in person, we had that chemistry. So I am hoping that happens. I'm only on Hinge. I don't want to try multiple at a time. I think I'll get confused.
No, it'll be difficult. It's a lot.
But do you think I should?
No.
Don't try one. Just stick with Hinge.
No, stick with that for a little bit, at least a week. If you want to,
it's been more than a week. It's been over a week.
And how's it going? How many people are you talking to?
I have about, I think I have a good 15 messages, but half of them have now it's their turn, and 7 of them, it's like half split in the middle of my turn to talk, their turn to talk. Nice light conversation, nothing that's gone further than messaging. Nothing that, and I think it's also my part. I think that I haven't been so intrigued by someone's conversation where I've wanted to take it to the next level. There's been one person that I've talked to on there that's also in the same field, and that's the only reason why I've still talked to him. I know. Okay. So what would you say? Okay, so we're gonna look at the pictures.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause it. We're gonna come back, and Liz is gonna tell me who she thinks I should continue the conversation with. Here we go. We'll be right back. We're not gonna say the name, but she's gonna tell me what was.
Honestly, I don't recall the name. You have so many. But
all right.
But I mean, the first thing that caught my eye happened to be the fact that he had a Seinfeld clip I mean, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan.
So that would tickle your pink.
Right away. I mean, I immediately knew the episode. I knew what he was getting at. And it's not necessarily
Tell
that
them the
point
episode.
of view.
Tell them what the clip was from, the Seinfeld episode where Jerry's across from another date. And do you remember what he says?
Jerry was just like, basically, she was.
What happens if I leave you?
And he was just over it. Okay, we're done.
I would freak out.
But it comes from. But when you're talking about a Seinfeld fan, it's just it has nothing to do with how that person is as a person and how they date.
Because what if he reacts like that to me?
Seinfeld fan.
No, I know.
Not.
He's a Seinfeld fan, so we love him for that.
We've been married, right?
Yes, yes.
Realistically,
I gotta dust the cobwebs off my vagina.
But realistically, if someone doesn't want to text back,
right? She just did the "fuck you" sign in Italian.
That's it. No, realistically,
but it's
who
true.
gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? You're right. But when I like that to the degree of yes, but then when I like you, I'm gonna be hurt. So. We are going. So Liz wants me to. You want me to keep in touch with this guy, the Seinfeld guy?
I think he'd be funny to hang out with.
Top pick for.
I think he'd be funny.
Okay, so
if that son of a bitch fucks it up, I'd be really disappointed. I mean, every Seinfeld fan that I know is a fucking hysterical.
The top hinge pick of Liz's is the Seinfeld guy. Stay tuned for more. And we're gonna do a lightning round. I'm gonna ask Liz a question about my dating life, and she has to answer it.
Oh boy.
Yes or no. Okay? This is the yes or no lightning round. I don't even have the questions ready. I'm just going to do it off the top of my head. Ready? Did you like the producer?
No.
Did you like the cop?
No.
Did you like the coach?
No.
Do you think I should continue dating?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think I have a big forehead?
No.
Do you think I should use another dating app besides Hinge?
Not right now.
Do you think I should eat gassy food?
Broccoli, yes.
Do you think I should get married again?
No.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Divorce Diaries Show podcast. I'm Michelle Trina, and keep living your happily ever divorced after. And come see Divorce Diaries. Upcoming show dates are in the details: August 19th, August 26th, August 27th, October 22nd, and October 28th near you. Mwah.